Welcome. Today we're going to look at an angle and we're going to learn how to name an angle. An angle is created when two rays intersect, and that intersection is going to be called the vertex. So our vertex in this example is vertex H. To name this angle, just remember that the vertex has to go in the middle. So we're going to write down an H, and then the other two letters can go on either side. So we have C and S. We can say C HS, or we can say SHC, as long as H is in the middle. H has to go in the middle. We can also name this angle by this letter right here, which is by this number right here, which is number 1. So we can say this is angle 1. And you might even see them say that this angle is angle H. However, we don't do this usually. We're told not to, but once in a while on tests you might see this as named angle H. Okay. An angle measure. An angle is measured in degrees. We'll use a protractor for that, using a tool called the protractor. Okay. The number is based on how much of a circle the angle makes. So I have a beautiful circle right here, and this angle is going to be based on a whole circle is 360. Your angle is going to be usually less than 360, but a full circle is 360 degrees. Okay, with a little degree symbol up there. Think of a clock. Now we can classify angles, and we're going to use our classification as acute, obtuse, right, or straight. A straight angle can also be called a straight angle is a straight line. So just remember that for your next or for your chapter test. An acute angle is an angle that is less than 90. So this one is acute. An obtuse angle is an angle that is over 90. So this one is obtuse. An angle that is exactly 90, we call this a right angle. This is very important. Put a star next to this one. We're going to use this a lot. And then, like I said, a straight angle, we also say that's a straight line. This is 180 degrees exactly. So this is a straight angle. Alrighty. I can use adjacent angles and linear pairs to find unknown measures. An adjacent angle, they share a common ray. So angle R to S to P and angle T to S to P share a common ray. And the ray that they have in common is this ray right here from S to P. That's our ray that they have in common. If P is in the interior of RST, then these two angles are adjacent angles. So let's name these two angles. I already said them, I already filled them out. We're going to say then angle RSP and PST are adjacent angles. So let's fill that in. Angle, and then remember S has to be in the middle. RSP and PST, put an angle symbol before it, are adjacent angles, which means they have a common ray. That ray is SP. Put a ray above it. Put a line, right? The measure of angle RST is the sum of my two angles. So let's look at this. R to S to T. So they're talking about R to S to T. That means I'm adding these two angles up. Just like I was adding those two segments up to find the whole thing, we're going to do the same thing. So I have this angle plus this angle equals the whole thing. So we're going to say sum. We're going to add them up. All right, guys, flip your paper over. Okay, so this is the angle addition postulate that we're going to get into. Our first angle, this one we can name it CAR or RAC as long as A is in the middle. A has to be in the middle, so I'm going to say CAR. And my green angle, RAT, are adjacent angles because they're sharing a common ray. So that means that CAR, we see that one is 120 degrees, so plug in 120 degrees, plus the measure, that little m means measure, the measure of RAT is a 40 degrees. That adds up to be the whole thing, which is the measure of CAT, right? The whole thing is CAT. So let's add them up. We have 120 plus 40 equals 160. So the whole thing is going to be 160. That will probably be our answer. CAT is 160. We'll add them. All right, let's try an example. It says if r to s to p is 2x plus 10, so let's do this. Let's highlight it with blue, r to s to p. I'm going to plug it in, 2x plus 10, okay? And then I'm going to do p to s to t, p to s to t in green, and that is 3x minus 5. It doesn't tell me that it's bisected. It doesn't tell me that they're equal in any way. So I know that I'm not going to set them equal, right? But it tells me that the whole thing, the measure of RST, which is r to s to t, which is the whole thing, equals 85. So now I know that I can add them up. So put a plus in the middle, and then we're going to set them equal to 85. Okay? So we have 2x plus 10 plus 3x minus 5 equals 85. And I want you guys to make sure you are combining like terms. Everything on the left-hand side can be combined. The x's can be combined. 2x and 3x is 5x. 10 and negative 5. 10 plus negative 5, or 10 minus 5, right, is 5. That equals 85. I want you guys to finish that. Tell me what x equals. And then we're going to plug it in and find the measure of PST. So we're going to say x equals, and the angle P to S to T equals, tell me what those two are. Put them in this corner right here so I can see it easily on your paper. Okay, on this one it says an angle bisector. It's just what you think for a line bisector. We cut it in half equally. An angle bisector, it cuts it in half equally. So this picture is not drawn to scale. RQ bisects these two angles, which means this angle is equal to this angle. They're equal to one another. So anytime we know that two angles are equal or two line segments are equal, we're going to set them equal, right? So we have y plus 40 equals 3y minus 20. And we're going to solve for y, and then we have to again plug it back in, right? So we have to subtract y on each side. They're on the opposite sides of that equality sign. So y minus y is 0. That's why we do it. Move it to the other side. So we have 40 is equal to 2y minus 20, right? Now move the negative 20 to the left-hand side. We have to add it. Add it to both sides. 40 plus 20 is 60, equals 2y. Now we're going to divide by 2, and y is equal to 60 divided by 2 is 30. Now we need to plug it back in to PRQ, which is half of it. You could actually plug it into either one, but we only want half, so we only want one of them, not both combined. PRQ is going to be y plus 40, but now you know what y is. Y is 30, so plug it into that y. 30 plus 40 is 70. So angle P to R to Q equals 70. All right? Alrighty, guys, I'll see you in class. Have a good day.